Sita, a young widow, walks hurriedly through the dark and quiet bylanes of the little town. Barefoot and clad in an old white cotton sari, she tries to shield her eyes from the heavy raindrops hitting her pretty face. The sound of the occasional gusts of wind creates a haunting atmosphere against the silent night, lit by sudden strikes of lightning. Shivering, she clutches a small packet of milk carefully in her hand, as she tries to make her way home quickly, where her baby crying from hunger awaits her. Upon reaching, she quickly cradles him in her arms, feeding him the milk tenderly. As she sits on the floor watching her boy go to sleep, Sita's thoughts drift to the unsettling silence that has surrounded her life for the past 1 month, an eerie emptiness where she feels she has become invisible or non-existent to everyone around her. After her alcoholic husband's death, her in-laws, unkind and unforgiving, had pushed her out of the house. No amount of pleading helped the 5-month pregnant Sita to be accepted back in the household. With no other home, family or friends to go to, she left the city and moved to a small town on the outskirts of Kolkata. In the beginning, when she had moved here, the people's hatred and curses were her daily companions. As a widow, she faced rejection and humiliation and was forced to beg for survival as nobody was ready to give her any work. Moved by her difficult condition, Amla Dadi, a kind old lady, offered her a place to stay in exchange for household chores. Sita embraced her fate and found comfort in her infant's laughter. For a year, life was manageable until the last month, when strange occurrences troubled her routine. People had started to ignore her. Nobody looked at her or even uttered any harsh words anymore. Since the kind old lady was out of town, she had no one to speak to. Also, she started noticing that the thatch door of her house would open and close on its own, sometimes once or twice during the day. Although it had happened only thrice in the past month, this time she decided to ask Amla Dadi for repair works. The door was pretty old and almost falling apart. It would be a good thing to get it mended before the monsoons arrive. With this thought in mind, Sita laid down next to her sleeping child. The rhythmic beats of the raindrops on the metal rooftop helped her to fall asleep. The next morning, Amla Dadi, accompanied by an elderly couple, pushed open the thatch door. Seeking temporary shelter in the vicinity, they looked around the little room. Satisfied, the couple discussed about the monthly rent and left. Amla Dadi was happy that the deal was secured and the new tenants would be shifting soon. Once a quiet place, would be again bustling with life. She walked back in the small house, remembering about Sita and her little son. She had taken Sita in when she found out about her pregnancy and the lack of support. As time flew by, she had grown fond of her and her little son. But sadly, the happiness was short-lived. She was visiting her distant relative in her village when she had received the news of the accident. A small boat carrying 3 people who were visiting a temple on the opposite side of the lake had overturned. While the other 2 were saved, Sita and her baby drowned. Since she had nobody to call her own, the local priest performed the final rites. Amla Dadi recalled the time spent with them and smiled. However, these were now the cherished memories of the distant. With tears in her eyes, she walked out of the house, closing the thatched door slowly behind her.